read stories about how spending too much time on social media could have a negative impact on people, and now Facebook is acknowledging it. In a recent post, the social media giant addressed the persistent question, is spending time on social media bad for us? According to its own research, the answer is, it's how you use social media that matters when it comes to your well-being. Lexi Savides is a senior editor at CNET. She joins me now from San Francisco. All right, Lexi, what does Facebook mean when it says the platform's impact on a person comes down to how he or she uses it?
So Facebook has made it clear that social media perhaps can be bad to someone's self-esteem if it's used in a particular way. So they very clearly delineate between an active use and a passive use. Now, a passive use is when you're simply just scrolling through your news feed, just looking at other people's content rather than actively engaging. The active side, on the other hand, is exactly as the name suggests. So you're actively messaging people, leaving comments on people's posts, liking, engaging and sharing content as well on the platform. So there's two very clear different sides of how social media can be used.
I'm just curious, do they say why?
They say why? There's two particular reasons.
Yeah, why?
Well, the thing is, the study that they've basically cited is really using these two sides to kind of make it clear that, you know, if you're actively engaging with people and making it clear that you're involved in the community, you don't feel as left out. Whereas on the other side, if you're only clearly passively engaging and you're just checking your news feed throughout the day periodically without involving other people, you can be left to feel lonely.
Interesting. So it's all about that connection and whether you're actively pursuing those kinds of connections with folks. All right, so Lexi, what are some things a person can do to cut down on some of the harmful effects of social media or screen time?
Sure, there's lots of different things that you can do if you are concerned that perhaps you're spending a little bit too much time on your phone, on Facebook, Twitter, or any other of the other social media platforms out there. You can actively check how much screen time you've used in your phone settings without installing any separate apps. So for iOS or Android, you can go into the app settings and the battery settings to see how much active screen time you've spent in the apps. If you're worried that it's a little bit too much, you can actively tune back yourself. However, if you don't have that much self-discipline, and I know it's really hard, especially when you're getting notifications, the best thing to do is to actively turn off the notifications. You can do that within Facebook or any other of the social media platforms, so you don't instantly get a notification popping up on your screen saying that someone's engaged with your content, tagged you, or anything like that. And there are certain third-party apps and browser extensions that you can use as well to cut down on the screen time and basically block these services for a set period of time.
Well, Lexi, why would Facebook admit that it might be making people feel worse about themselves?
Facebook is a really big company, and it's had to come to terms with the responsibility that comes with having billions of people on its platform. Earlier this year, Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg issued a manifesto of making sure that it's doing good in the world, and Facebook has come under intense scrutiny over the past year over a number of different reasons why people are kind of using the platform perhaps for intentions that it wasn't made for. Say, for example, the congressional hearings when Facebook, Google and Twitter testified about news in relation to the US election. So there's a lot of interest in how these platforms are being used and what they are doing to people.
And in the wake of this post, Lexi, Facebook announced new tools on Tuesday to help prevent harassment on Facebook and in Messenger. What can you tell us about that?
Sure. So these tools are designed for people that have been targets of harassment in the past. Facebook specifically mentioned women and journalists. So you can actually make sure that you don't get to see posts from certain people that are harassing you. They are using tools, say, for example, if you have been on the receiving end of some sort of harassment from somebody online, they've then gone and changed their profile, you've actively blocked them. Facebook is going to be rolling out tools to actually determine if that person or participants have been using, say, another different account to continue that, and using tools like IP addresses to kind of make sure they can identify that and stop that from happening.
Interesting. Well, Facebook also is expanding its use of facial recognition software. Should people be concerned about that?
So facial recognition is a very hot topic, obviously, at the moment. Pretty much everywhere you can use facial recognition technology. All the companies have some sort of form of it. Say, for example, it's in Google Photos, where it's identifying photos of you and other people without needing to tag or whatsoever. You can use facial recognition to unlock your phone with your face, and other biometric triggers like that as well are very common and out there. Now, when it comes down to whether or not you should be scared about using them, you should be very aware that these technologies are out there. Be very active, use common sense to work out where and when your image may be used. And of course, if the option is there, if you don't feel comfortable using facial recognition technology, turn it off. Facebook has clearly said that this option will be able to be switched off completely. It's not just an optional selection process where you can toggle which portions of it you want turned on or off. You can actually deactivate it completely if you so desire.
All right, Lexi Savides from CNET. Lexi, thanks so much.
Thank you.